Breaking news for everyone watching the Iraqi Dinar. The entire community is buzzing right now. We're seeing a massive surge in chatter across social media, private financial groups, and insider forums. What's all the talk about? Unconfirmed, but widely discussed reports that VIP Iraqi Dinar exchange programs have officially begun. The story goes that certain select individuals are now getting invitations to participate in early, private exchange processes. Now, let us be very clear from the start. Official confirmation from the Central Bank of Iraq or major international banks is still pending. But the sheer volume of this discussion is something we can't ignore. So, what exactly are these VIP programs? Who gets in? And most importantly, what does this mean for the rest of us holding dinar? Let's break it all down. First, what are VIP Iraqi Dinar exchange programs? Think of them as exclusive, invitation-only opportunities. They're reportedly designed for high-value dinar holders, big institutional investors, and certain individuals who hold very large amounts of the currency. These are often described as a kind of pre-public exchange phase. The idea is that these participants get to exchange their Iraqi dinar, potentially at higher rates, before the currency is made available for trade at international banks for everyone. According to the reports circulating, these VIP programs would likely involve things like private appointments at high-level banks, strict non-disclosure agreements or NDAs, and a very thorough verification and compliance process. They might even have pre-arranged exchange rates that are part of the deal. Now, this kind of structure isn't unheard of in global finance. We've seen similar things happen during other major currency reforms. It allows governments and financial institutions to test the system, check liquidity, security, and compliance, before opening the floodgates to the general public. It's a way to work out the kinks in a controlled environment. So, the next logical question is, why now? Why would Iraq launch these kinds of programs at this specific moment? Well, several key economic and political signs suggest that Iraq might be on the cusp of a major financial transition. First, economic stabilization. Iraq has made some serious progress in getting inflation under control, strengthening its banking sector, and boosting its foreign currency reserves. These are all critical steps you have to take before you can even think about a major currency adjustment. Second, the push for de-dollarization. The Iraqi government has been actively working to reduce its dependency on the US dollar. They're encouraging everyone to use the dinar for both domestic and regional trade. A stronger, more valuable dinar would be a massive boost to achieving that goal. Third is digital banking and compliance. Iraq has been busy upgrading its entire banking infrastructure to meet international standards for things like anti-money laundering and know your customer protocols. This is an absolute must-have if you want your currency to be integrated into the global financial system. And finally, oil revenue. With stable oil exports and better budget planning, Iraq is in a much stronger position to support its own national currency. So, these VIP exchange programs could simply be part of a carefully managed rollout strategy, designed to make sure the entire system works smoothly before it's opened up to everyone. Now let's talk about who might be eligible for these VIP exchanges. While there are no official lists or criteria, the reports suggest that the participants would likely be people who hold very large amounts of Iraqi dinar, private banking clients of major institutions, big corporate or institutional investors, and individuals who can provide verified legal proof of where their currency came from. They'd also need to have a clean record when it comes to financial and tax compliance. And this is where I need to give a serious warning. Be extremely careful. Random emails, messages on social media, or unsolicited phone calls claiming to offer you VIP access are almost certainly scams. If these programs are real, they would be handled discreetly through recognized, established financial institutions, not through some third-party broker you've never heard of. So, we get to the million dinar question. Are exchanges actually happening right now? The answer here requires a lot of caution. As of this moment, there has been no public announcement from the Central Bank of Iraq confirming any kind of revaluation or public exchange. The reports we are seeing about VIP exchanges are still unofficial and are mostly based on anecdotes and insider talk. We have heard some chatter about private banking movements and contract discussions, but the details are extremely limited and unverified. That said, many longtime seasoned dinar analysts believe that if these VIP programs are real, they would be kept highly confidential in the beginning. This is standard procedure to prevent massive disruption in the market and to avoid widespread panic or speculation. Keeping it quiet allows for an orderly process. So, what does all of this mean for regular, everyday dinar holders like many of you watching? For the average investor, this news should be seen as a potential early signal, not a guarantee of anything. It might indicate that Iraq is getting serious about testing its exchange mechanisms. It could mean that financial institutions are starting to prepare their systems for a broader public exchange. And it could suggest that a future adjustment in the dinar's international value is getting closer. However, it absolutely does not mean that public exchanges are happening tomorrow or that profits are guaranteed. Patience is still the most important virtue in this investment. So, what should you be doing right now? If you hold Iraqi dinar, here are a few smart, practical steps to take. First, stay informed, but use the right sources. Follow official updates from Iraqi financial authorities like the Central Bank of Iraq, major international banks, and reputable global financial news outlets. Don't rely on rumors from unverified forums. Second, secure your currency. Make sure your dinar is stored in a safe place and, if you haven't already, take steps to verify that your notes are authentic. Third, and this is crucial, avoid scams. Do not respond to any offers that ask for upfront fees, that promise guaranteed rates, or that put pressure on you to act immediately. Scammers love to prey on excitement and urgency. And finally, consult with professionals. Before making any big financial decisions, always seek advice from a licensed financial advisor or a tax professional who understands these kinds of investments. They can give you guidance tailored to your specific situation. Ultimately, could this all lead to a full revaluation, or the RV that people have been talking about for years? The idea of a major Iraqi dinar revaluation is the long-term hope for many. While these VIP exchange rumors are definitely reigniting that hope, a full-scale RV would depend on several massive factors all lining up. It would require an official policy decision from the Central Bank of Iraq. It would need coordination with international bodies like the IMF and the World Bank. And it would depend heavily on regional and global economic conditions being stable. If these VIP programs are genuine, they are likely just one step in a much longer multi-stage process, not the final event itself. So my final thoughts on all this. The reports that VIP Iraqi Dinar exchange programs may have begun are undeniably exciting. There's no question about that. But they should be approached with a healthy dose of measured optimism and realistic expectations. History has shown us time and time again that major currency reforms take time, meticulous planning, and very controlled implementation. Whether these VIP programs represent the true beginning of a broader financial shift for Iraq, or are simply early-stage testing, one thing is perfectly clear. Iraq's economic transformation is an ongoing story, and the entire world is watching very closely. For now, the best advice is to stay informed, stay cautious, and stay prepared. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. Thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe for more updates.